I know that you mentioned last week when we were speaking, is it true that, is it every campus or most campuses that you may start black? You may throw black on the canvas to begin with? Is that with most of your work? I love the idea that some of the campuses have words that are on the canvas themselves that we as the lookers may not see those, but those would be almost subliminal messages in a sense, right? I mean, they're your, what's coming into your head, your mind, your flow, and they may be in there and we may not be able to see them. Is that true?
Well, right now I've got about close to 500 original pieces, and not all of them start off with black canvases. It depends on what kind of show I'm doing. Not all of them start off with words, although some of them even start off with sperm, like my DNA series. If you're familiar with that, if not, just look it up. But I believe that the foundation of the artwork is important, so that's why I'll put words in languages like Aramaic, which is one of the oldest languages. Words like live, love, flow, and think, so that within the foundation of that work of art, there is a positivity that subconsciously will register with the viewer.
So when you say subconscious, in other words, are those words sometimes, on some of your work, I can see the words themselves. On others, I cannot, but just because I cannot see them doesn't mean that they're not on the canvas. Is that correct?
Exactly, because what you're looking at is, again, the soul of the artist. Whether the artist was painting peaches or painting a portrait, it's the eyes of the artist. And they say you can see someone's soul through their eyes. So when you're looking at a painting, you're taking whatever it was that that artist was feeling at that moment in time, in space.
Brilliant. I mean, it's brilliant. Brilliant. So let's talk a little bit about the modern art music movement. You call it MAM,
Yeah,
correct?
MAM. And I like that because it's a word that is easy to be said even by children. I mean, one of the first things that kids say is mama. So MAM, which is the modern art music movement, is something that hopefully kids around the world will become a part of in the future. My hope is that this international coalition of artists, musicians, professionals, and filmmakers that use art, music, live mixed media events, and movies to raise awareness about social issues that aren't normally covered in mainstream media, and also to introduce new talent, will become something that will be integrated into schools, and something that will become part of the mainstream media, because it's not only challenging, but it's also life-affirming. You're just basically encouraged to create peacefully and to flow.
Which is interesting too, because when you say MAM, obviously the acronyms, and then you go, what you like about it, mama, and then the next breath you say, you talk about coming peacefully and just flowing, and again, that's very maternal. So I don't know if that was any intent or if it just unfolded that way accidentally, but
Well, creation, women are the creators, and we all come out of women. And it's one of the things too that I'm realizing in our society with the recent news events. The cheerleader, for example, who was allegedly raped, and now she's being told to pay the court fees. She's being doubly punished. And the case with the individual who was the monetary funds guy. I mean, there's women are still what I say the diggers of the world, and that needs to be changed, because until our societies and our civilizations start respecting women, we're really going to keep living in this cesspool of a world.
do you have, as far as in your art itself, are there a lot of your pieces over the years that depict the stories of women? Is there one particular, not painting, because I know there is, but, and we can talk about it if you choose to, but does women become a foundation, a basis of a lot of your artwork, would you say?
I have a series called the Bleeding Woman series and the Three Muses series, and that is, both of those are some of the most popular series that I have. I believe it's because we all innately have that love for the female form, curves, and also we all love our mothers, and we love our girlfriends, and we love our wives. So those are very popular series. No, not all my artwork deals with the feminine side because I have to explore all the sides of my being on this earth. I really, what I appreciate most about art is the constant challenge, the constant exploration, the trudging forward into new realms and doing things that might not be appreciated by the general public, but that at the end when I'm done, I look at it and I feel a great sense of satisfaction, and ultimately who I paint for is myself. You know, it sounds very selfish, but I can't paint for anybody else. I gotta paint for me.
Well,
So.
I mean, it's coming through you. So you're satisfying, obviously, something that's going on inside you. You're painting for yourself. It's what you see. It's the way you see the world through your eyes. It's your masterpiece. It's your masterpiece, and we all actually perceive it in another way, don't we? Isn't that the beauty of art? I know you and I stood over a couple pieces, and I saw something that somebody else maybe didn't see.
I like the way some people see things and they think that what I think is cool. And so that's cool to me. Because it may not always be what they're thinking I'm thinking, but as long as they think it's cool, that's cool to me.
That's great. So tell me, so the MAM Jam, what is the MAM Jam? We already know what modern art music movement is. The jam itself, is that what?
Yeah, the MAM Jams evolved out of concerts that I did with Dave Schultz of the Goo Goo Dolls in Berlin, and also with Josh Wetherington, who was one of the two collaborators along with Rob Malone of The People that did the soundtrack for the movie Crackhead Jesus, the movie. And what happened was I started realizing with the help of these individuals that I had the ability to interpret musical notes in code and create artwork live in front of audiences. And so what happened was I started generating the energy and channeling the energy of the incredible feeling of being on stage and the adoration of the audience towards the musicians and the love that flows between the performers and the audience. It's just an amazing dance. It's really a singularly unique experience that I'm blessed to have experienced. And so I take that energy and I create live works of art. So they're called MAM Jams.
Love the name for it.
Yeah,
Love the name.
I've been blessed to do it with everybody from Tito Puente Jr. to rhythm of mind, body, and soul and the English beat. And I've also done shows with Thomas Dolby and BT. So it's been quite an amazing experience.